In the heart of the Niger Delta, where the waters of the Bonny River shimmer beneath the tropical sun, rose a man whose courage defied an empire. A man born in chains, who rose to wear a crown. A man whose name still echoes across the Niger Delta, King Jaja of Opobo. This is his story. A tale of betrayal, brilliance, empire, and resistance. The story of the slave who became a king and stood against the mighty British Empire. Our story begins around 1821 in a small Igbo village called Umuoji in present-day Anambra State, Nigeria. A young boy named Mbanaso Okwarazuramba is born into the warm embrace of family and tradition. But tragedy strikes early. Raiders, slave traders from the coastal Niger Delta, invade his village. The boy is captured and sold into slavery. He's carried to the bustling slave port of Bonny, where he's sold to a wealthy Ijaw merchant. The boy, still barely a teenager, is renamed Jubo Juboga, and eventually, he becomes known as Jaja. Jaja begins as a house slave, learning the ways of the Niger Delta trade, palm oil, ivory, and the remnants of the slave economy. But Jaja isn't ordinary. He watches, learns, and adapts. He studies the business of trade, the politics of the chiefs, and the tricks of the Europeans who come to exchange goods. Over time, Jaja earns trust and respect, so much that his master frees him. He becomes a free man, and not just any man, a trader. He rises in the ranks of Bonny's powerful Anna Pepple House, one of the two dominant trading families. By the 1850s, Jaja controls fleets of canoes and commands hundreds of workers. His intelligence, diplomacy, and fairness earn him admiration and envy. Bonny is divided: the Anna Pepple House versus the Manila Pepple House. The two great families fight over trade routes and European alliances. Tensions boil into civil war. For years, Bonny is consumed by chaos. In 1869, Jaja, tired of bloodshed, makes a bold move. He leads his followers away from Bonny and founds a new kingdom, a place of peace, order, and independence. He names it Opobo. And just like that, from the ashes of conflict, a new power rises in the Niger Delta. The kingdom of Opobo thrives under Jaja's rule. He builds schools, organizes trade, and governs with fairness and wisdom. European traders quickly notice Opobo is rich, stable, and efficient. Palm oil flows like rivers, and European ships line up to do business directly with the king. But there's a catch. Jaja refuses to let British merchants bypass him. He insists that all trade must pass through Opobo. He wants fair prices for his people, not the exploitation the British practiced elsewhere. By the 1870s, British traders grow frustrated. They see Jaja as an obstacle to their profits. The British consul in the region begins plotting. They accuse Jaja of interfering with free trade. But what they really mean is this: Jaja refuses to surrender his people's economic freedom. Jaja stands firm. He tells the British, "I am the king in my land. I will not be dictated to by foreigners." But the British Empire is patient and ruthless. In 1887, British consul Harry Johnston sends Jaja a friendly invitation. He claims he only wants to discuss peace and trade. Trusting the consul, Jaja boards the ship, unaware of the trap. As he steps on deck, soldiers surround him.
he is arrested. Accused of obstructing trade, Jaja is taken not to trial in Africa, but thousands of miles away, to Accra in modern Ghana, and later to the Caribbean island of St. Vincent. In exile, Jaja grows ill, but remains dignified. He writes letters to the British government, pleading for justice. Even Queen Victoria herself learns of his story, and eventually orders that he be allowed to return home.
But fate is cruel. As Jaja sails back to Africa in 1891, he falls mysteriously ill. Some say he was poisoned. He never sees Opobo again. His body is buried at sea, and the great king who defied the empire is gone. But King Jaja's spirit never died. Today, in the Niger Delta, his name is still spoken with pride. Schools, statues, and streets bear his name. He stands as a symbol of African pride, leadership, and resistance against colonial domination. He was born in chains, but ruled as a king. He stood for justice when the world was against him. He was King Jaja of Opobo, the man who showed that freedom is not given, it is earned.